Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we're going to be talking about the absolute, just terrible clown fest we just witnessed in the 2024, first at least, US presidential debate between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. So this literally just happened. I mean, I'm recording this fresh, probably 10-15 minutes after the end of the debate. It was so bad that I had to immediately start talking about it. I didn't even want to have the possibility of letting my thoughts fester on this for another 12 to 14 hours till tomorrow. I can't do that. I can't sit here and think about this shit for the rest of the night. It was so bad. I mean, objectively, I really don't see anything good that came from this debate. Now, obviously, we all know the presidential debate, it's supposed to be this like important opportunity for the country to see and hear the presidential candidates give their takes, their, possible policies, whatever it may be, basically plead their case for why they should be president over the other guy. And in a way, that's exactly what we got with this, but it's also just so far from what we got that I'm almost starting to wonder if presidential debates are even something we should be doing anymore. I mean, first and foremost, before we even get into the shit show that this was, let me just ask this question. When was the last actually good presidential debate? When was the last time where the presidential candidates spoke their piece, they actually made sense, it was two people you didn't think were in immediate risk of falling over and dying on stage? When was the last time we got to experience that, right? It definitely hasn't been in the last 10 or so years, last 3 elections or so now. This was just, it was so bad. I mean, it has to be one of the most embarrassing rituals that we continue to put this country through. So why did we even do this, okay? Now, obviously, everyone knew that this was probably gonna go bad, right? Like, I felt in my heart of heart before we even got into all this, right? Days, weeks, months in advance of tonight, I already knew it was probably not going to go well. Now, this is just my personal opinion. People can be upset by this. I really don't care. I don't particularly favor either candidate on that stage. I didn't vote for either of them in the last election. I don't think that either of them are really the best person to put in office. And of course, they were the only two people who got to participate in the debate. None of the third-party candidates got the choice, right? So we basically just sat there for the last couple hours and watched two senile old men yell at each other about various topics, almost none of them that actually matter to Americans, right? I mean, they're up there arguing about the important, very heated, divisive topics of who would win in golf, or which side's felony fucking convictions are the most damning, who had sex with what porn star. Like, oh my god, man, what the fuck are we doing? Like, you guys can't tell me that these are the two best people we can scrape off the street in this country, right? There is no way that out of 330 some odd million people that live in the beautiful United States of America, we found these two old incompetent morons to be the only two options for the most important job in the world. I don't know, dude. It's almost like parody, it feels like at this point, right? It feels like a joke. And we're the fucking butt end of the joke as the American people, right? Inflation has been out of control. The cost of living has continued to rise. Wages haven't kept up with the growth. We're spending all this money on forever wars that happen fucking halfway across the planet. Americans are dying because, they can't get fucking proper health care, or they're addicted to fentanyl or gun crimes, whatever it may be, right? There's all these different issues in the country. And when it came down to actually answering effectively towards virtually any question that could have mattered, both sides just didn't really do the job. I mean, I didn't find myself overly inspired by anything Trump said, even though, to be completely fair, I could at least fucking understand what Donald Trump was saying. That brings me to my next point. Biden, right? I'm not one of these like, oh, fuck Joe Biden, woo! That's not me. You guys know that. But how is this man the leader of the free world? How is this guy in office? How is he not eating fucking banana pudding in a nursing home somewhere, right? Watching the old folk shows, the soap operas. Why doesn't he get to just relax and go to bed like he wants to? You know what I mean? They got this fucking dude up on stage. It looks like they've like fucking paper clipped all of his skin back and, they've put fucking big bolts up his back to keep him standing straight. He's up there looking like a deer in the headlights. He can't keep his mouth closed. He's labored breathing, fucking coughing and everything into the microphone, just muttering random shit. You know, all right, Biden, so what's your plan for the economy? Well, he didn't ever do anything about nothing good. There is no way this guy runs our country. I'm sorry. Like, there's no fucking way this guy is like the one carrying around the nuclear codes, right? You know, ready to keep democracy safe at any minute. This debate didn't show me that Biden was a viable candidate. In fact, it showed me the exact opposite. It showed me that the Democrats should be fucking ashamed and charged with elder abuse, okay? That man should not be working. That man should not be on a stage. It's fucking disgusting that out of all of the opportunities that they could have went with, except for Biden, they chose this guy to run again and to make him like their fucking guy on their ticket, right? Just because he won the last election and whatnot. They just said, fuck it, let's push him through again. The guy can't answer questions. And then when he does, right, it takes him 5 times longer than it actually should for him to respond because he's just incoherently muttering random shit to himself. He looks physically uncomfortable and dazed when he's up there talking. And the wildest part was, there was no audience at the debate, right? So when Biden kept fucking staring off into the abyss, you know, with his fucking jaw hanging down, getting ready to drool on himself and whatnot, right? He was just staring at an empty room behind the people asking him questions. He wasn't looking at anything or anyone. And this is the guy that I'm supposed to believe is the best candidate to become president of the United States in 2024 election, right? Like, come on. I'm just not buying that. And I think that if you look even at the public reaction, even from people on the left, right? Even people who are on the Democrat side, right? They even realize now, like, holy fuck, what are we doing? Why did we let this guy run? It's a genuine miracle that they walked that man out on stage. Regardless of whatever concoction cocktail of prescription medication that they gave him to try and keep him in a coherent enough state to respond, he literally couldn't. But this is supposed to be the most powerful man on the planet. I said this on Twitter and I'll say it again. If you really consider it and think about it, as of right now, the strongest man and most, important man on the planet could legitimately pass away if the Secret Service accidentally let him get a bag of peanut M&Ms behind their back. The man running our fucking country could literally die if he ate Chex Mix unattended. And I'm supposed to think, oh, let's give him another 4 years, right? Let's have him run shit for another 4 years. And keep in mind, like I said, Trump isn't my answer to the question either. I'm not like, oh, well, let's go Trump. But like, what the fuck are these options, man? I mean, the Democrats, they always talk about, how they want to fucking win these elections, right? They want to get people involved in the democratic process. They want to push all these agendas and all these policies forward and whatnot. Then when it comes time to actually do the legwork and put a fucking candidate up that's serviceable, that isn't 80 years old and getting ready to shit himself on live television, when they need to do that, right, they just can't do it. They can't provide a candidate that's actually suitable enough for people. I mean, if we're being honest, everyone thought the 2016 election was going to be a walk for Hillary Clinton, right? Because no one would have figured that Mr. Trump could have won the election. But of course, the Democrats, they picked the worst option out of all their candidates, and they put her up on stage. Then it turns out people voted for Trump and he wins, right? Then 2020 comes along, the Democrats get their opportunity back, right? They win office back with Biden. Pretty insane, because even then he wasn't the best option in my opinion. But then to run him again in this state after what we just saw, if that is like him at his most coherent and like at his best peak fucking performance, imagine what he's really like on a day-to-day basis with the people who have to deal with that. Like I said, they were even on stage, they weren't even really debating anything that mattered. And when they did, the answers were incoherent on both ends. They were just fucking stupid. Nothing was said on that stage that actually benefits American people. Nothing that happened up there makes any of us safer, makes any of us have better opportunities. Anything. It's just two really rich politicians, both old and honestly unfit for presidency, arguing about who could win in a fucking golf one-on-one, right? Like it's I don't know. LeBron and Reddick's podcast or fucking Stephen A. Smith or ESPN, right? That's what we're sitting here arguing like. We're up there, well, you know, your son is a convicted felon, but I'm also a convicted felon, and he's a convicted felon, and your dad's a convicted felon, and like both sides of the argument for president of the United States are throwing felon accusations at each other. You know what I mean? Like, how is that supposed to make us look as a country when that's the reality that we just saw? I'm almost fucking mind blown, bro. Because the truth of the matter is, right, like if Biden somehow wins re-election, he somehow gets back in office after the shit show we just saw, they're gonna have to do some sort of wicked science experiment to keep that guy functioning. I mean, there was like 15 different times tonight alone on stage that I thought he might actually die. Or like they might have to call the debate off because, you know, he wasn't sound. If they give him another 4 years, like I said on Twitter, you're literally going to have to start seeing him with like some sort of fucking backpack on that's a cover up for the secret car battery compartment in it that's tapped into his spine to keep him fucking walking around and stuff, bro. Like they're going to have to put like micro solar plants or something on his skin to generate electricity to keep his fucking nerves going. People are like, well, I wonder why you see Biden with a hiking backpack on all the time. Yeah, because if he doesn't have that, he goes to sleep. Like, why can we as a country not pull together a pool of competent choices to do this job, right? It's one of the most important jobs you can imagine in the world. It doesn't, like, not even just in America, in the world. You're basically the figurehead of the Western world when you're the president of the United States. And these are the only two options that we're seriously considering. I have a really bad feeling that voter turnout in 2024 is going to just be completely piss poor. Like I don't think it's going to be good at all. I mean, everyone I've talked to in my personal life is just reconsidering even voting. And I don't remember that happening at any other point in my life. Like I remember, 2008 when Obama got elected, right? Everyone I knew essentially in my personal life that were adults voted. In 2012, when Obama was reelected, everyone I knew in my personal life that were adults voted. In 2016, when Trump was elected, I knew all my adult family and everything voted. But now, all the way up into 2024, everyone I'm talking to is like, yeah, I don't even know. I don't want to pick between these two. Why would I want to pick between these two options? I don't even think I'm going to vote this year. It's like, how depressing is that as a concept for our country? That the majority of people walking around can just be like, yeah, all the options for president fucking suck. I really don't even want to vote for him. That being the reality is just so insane to me. Like, people don't take primaries as seriously as they should. People, of course, don't take local elections and state elections as seriously as they should. But, like, this is the Mark A, if you will, vote in America, is presidential elections. And we have tainted the quality of presidential candidates so poorly that most people don't even believe the system works anymore, it seems like. I don't know, man. Watching that debate was so fucking, it's just insane. Who won the debate? I think on paper, probably Trump. And I'm not even saying that just because, like, oh, he walked in there and just fucking, was spitting game, bro. Was just out there, spitting bars or whatever. But, like, when the person you're going up against can literally not form a single coherent sentence and is unable to answer generic questions without fucking stuttering for 45 seconds every single go-around, you kind of are automatically a shoe-in to win. And it's nobody's fault but the Democrats that Trump just got handed that free win. They literally served it to him on a silver platter. Now, who lost the debate? Literally everybody who is an American. The whole world really lost. I mean, the person in charge of the most powerful country on the planet, once again, if like he ate a fucking snack candy too quickly, we would have to move the chain of command in this country. That just doesn't bode well for really anybody, man. It's really sad to say. I wish it wasn't the case, but I mean, facts are facts, man. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like. Subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel. Follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at @SubToOptimus. Make sure to check out Optimus down below. Thank you to my Watch Optimus subscribers. Your support helps the channel tremendously. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus. Well, just stunned by that shit show. And signing out. And that's a wrap on this video, but big shout out to my Optimus Nation supporters. You guys are the real MVPs. For $10 a month, you get access to loads of exclusive videos and archived live streams, my members only Minecraft server where you can possibly appear in gameplay, early access to all new uploads, an invitation to the private Discord, and much more.